And the Blazers couldn't have looked any sharper as they came through the...
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Rondo in at the guard position. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Covington passes to McCollum. Back to Covington. Fires for 3. And McCollum is good for 3.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Outside, George. And George with the stuff.
And textbook. I mean, that move to the lane, you got to tip your hat on that one.
Well said, Greg. And Clark with some major elevation on the slam. Now, here's Lillard. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. There's the triple. It's hauled in by George.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball. And the basket by Lillard.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Up again. It's good on the putback.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Here's Lillard. After the basket by Los Angeles. It's good.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
George way outside. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. And Batum kicks to George. 6 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Nurkic.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Here's George following the score by Damian Lillard. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Cantor's checked in. And then for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Batum. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Now, here's Lillard. He has 6. Back to Powell. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
The quick look, no good that time.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
The 3 from McCollum. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. 1:09 left to play in the first. Jackson in the corner. Leonard kicks to Patterson. Here's George, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Enes Kanter.
Strong take by Paul. He plays with great decisiveness.
The Clippers shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Giles checked in for Robert Covington. Anthony comes in for Norman Powell. Jones checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Simons. And the pass to Giles. Here's Simons. Passes it to Anthony. Portland needs to get off a shot. Cantor. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Clippers trail by 5. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. Here's Mann, defended by Jones. Mann passes to Jackson. He sinks the 11-footer.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
Here's Simons. Here's Giles. Count it from 12. And so the first quarter is in the books. Trailblazers out in front, leading by 5. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kennard is out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Mann in at the 2.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Jackson. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Trailblazers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Feeds to Cantor. Pass to Simons. Clock at 4. Here's Powell. There's the dish to Cantor. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Portland. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Batum's checked in. Here's Mann. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Mann's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Simons, the pass to Nurkic. Anthony against Batum. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Offensive rebound. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Zubac.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Lillard looking around. Floats it up there for Nurkic.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
Zubac kicks to Rondo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And that's an intentional foul.
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Robert Covington's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Jackson, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
It's Jackson with the drive. Zubac trying to break loose. Jackson misses.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Leonard with the steal. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Aggressive D there, but then again, Kawhi finishes through contact almost as well as anyone.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in LA, but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Jones dishes to Nurkic. That's his fourth basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court, but when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
And a bump this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Pass to McCollum. From 12 feet out. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Jackson with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. Jackson passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Leonard against Lillard. It's Covington on the wing. Back to Lillard. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
Yeah, you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
Outside Jackson. And the dunk by Zubac.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Working hard, beating everyone to the ball. He does this.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a... And that does it for our...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Jusuf Nurkic.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
I have to credit them for their patience offensively. They understood the matchup, and they took the necessary time to exploit it.
We've got C.J. McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Jusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in at the point. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. From 6 feet, hits. Count that one from Nurkic. Nurkic has got 12. Clippers trail by 4. And George, here we go. And it's good, 2 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. He feeds it to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Covington. McCollum outside. Misses the layup. Clippers shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Here's Leonard. He nails it, and we're tied up.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Tries from 7. Here's Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. He's got 14.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break. 3 out of 4 coming out of the half. Showing good execution on the offensive end.
Clippers trail by 4. Outside Rondo. Now Leonard. Makes it off the glass.
Just crushing it here. 80% to start the half.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. It's McCollum on the wing. He's covered by Rondo. Simons, the pass to Nurkic. He gets that one. Nurkic has got 16 points.
And more points for Nurkic. He can do this from time to time when he gets in a rhythm.
George against McCollum. George passes to Patterson. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
McCollum, no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's George. That shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Outside Anthony. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Lillard, the pass to Canada, goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And how about the toughness of Cantor? Outstanding at keeping his composure and just finding a way to capitalize.
Clippers trail by 7. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants. You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
Back to Lillard. Shoots from 14, and he nails the jumper. Lillard's got 8 points.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And the first one drops. And so Jackson nails both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
The pass to Cantor. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Back to Lillard. A second chance effort. The tray. It doesn't go for him. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. The 3-ball. The rebound by Giles. Portland leading by 5. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Lillard outside. From 10 feet out, he kicks to Cantor. Back to Lillard. For 3. Giles. Tipped back in for 2. Giles has got his second basket of the night.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And so it's the Portland Trail.
He thought the money make you happy, it don't
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And for Portland, their shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center position. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. 7-point differential.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Lillard with it. Down low. Anthony kicks to Jones. And there's the feed to Cantor. Nifty move. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Rondo. Here's Zubac. And he elevates and then the slam. Cantor did not like that.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. Lillard the pass to Powell. On the wing, Jones. Back to Powell. Lillard outside. 5 on the clock. To the inside. Cantor dishes to Lillard. And the shot is good.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
And George kicks to Batum. And George, here we go. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one's on Anthony.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. McCollum's checked in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. McCollum up top. Comes up empty from 8 feet. Clippers trail by 5. And George with the stuff.
I mean, he is explosive with his leaping ability. Paul George is well versed in finishing above the rim.
Simons surveying the D. Lays it up and banks it in. Simons has got his first points of the night.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
George, no good.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Doesn't quite have the height, but boy, does McCollum have the heart. He's a relentless finisher in traffic.
Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. Passes it to Powell. It's McCollum on the wing. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. On the money with the open jumper. Lillard's got 4 this quarter.
And this is peak Dame. Rising, firing, one of the more confident shooters we have in our game.
It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Paul George.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
McCollum kicks to Covington. Pass to Nurkic. Lillard outside. Shoots over Leonard. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points. Staying active even after the shot goes up.
And here's George for 3. No good on the shot. And it's Portland the other way. Pass to Lillard. Portland moving the ball around. McCollum kicks to Lillard. From downtown. Rebound by the Clippers.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
It's good on the putback.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
Leonard against Lillard. McCollum dishes to Lillard. McCollum outside. Feeds it to Nurkic. A shake. It's hauled in by Zubats. Now the Clippers with it. They trail by 6. Leonard no luck. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Wasted no time on that one.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out. To the paint. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by McCollum.
I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
George way outside. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. The 3. Bucket's good.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer.
The beautiful skyline of Denver. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And for the Nuggets, they've got Porter. Murray out there with Will Barton. Then there's Bull, and it's Jokic in at the power forward position. Here's Zubac from deep. George. Zubac kicks to George. And it's blocked.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Jokic against Batum. Now here's Murray. Defense right on him. They get it again. Second shot opportunity. Jokic with the bucket.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass.
Rondo passes to Batum. Here's George. Wow, that was a strong dunk.
That is nice.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now, here's Bull. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Now the Clippers moving it up. Outside for Rondo. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Puts it up from 12. Zubac controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
And the D has no answer for Murray. Just absolutely ferocious at attacking the basket.
Here's George. George missing again.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here's George. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And Jokic throws it down.
Sometimes he seems to be indestructible with the finishes he can make. Jokic is a force down low.
Now, here's George. 5 points in the game. Here's Zubac. Leonard with no one around. The three-pointer is right on target.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Murray outside. 1:15 left here in the opening quarter. Here's George. And that one is off. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Porter against Zubac. Here's Murray. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Murray's got 8.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. The shot misses. Barton with some nice D. The Nuggets leading by 4. Floats it up for Jokic.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. George passes to Zubac.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Now here's Murray. 8 points for him. It's hauled in by Paul George.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got his second bucket of the game to go.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. And he lays it straight in. He's got 8.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. The Nuggets on top, up by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
Green is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Jamal Murray. And there's JaVale McGee. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Here's Jackson following the score by Jamal Murray. Stolen by Jackson. Feeds it to Patterson. Unable to get that one. And Denver the other way now. Inside, here's McGee. And it's in there. McGee's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets. You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
Here's McGee, and Denver again with the bucket.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Murray. 10 points for him. The pass to McGee. Over Patterson. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Outside Jackson. Pass to man. Denver grabs the miss.
Boy, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Here's Millsap. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Underrated coming into the league and underestimated. Millsap doesn't have any doubters anymore.
Clippers trail by 10. Outside Jackson. And it's Denver with the rebound. McGee's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Dozier. Count that bucket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Here's Mann, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Los Angeles shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And he makes the first. Denver making a switch here. Jokic is checked in, and a switch here also for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Reggie Jackson.
In a tough season a year ago for Aaron Gordon, Doris, fell short of the output he had the last few years and had a tough time hitting from the outside.
Look, Greg, you're an former NBA player, so you know the history here. Trying to find a rhythm while fighting through injuries is very difficult to do. This guy's got unbelievable athleticism. He's sharpening his skills. I think it's just a matter of time for Aaron Gordon.
They continue to be outworked and outmuscled on the backboard.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's man, and it's sent back by Jokic.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
It's his first trip to the line. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Rondo looking around. And it's sent back by Jokic. Wide open look here for Zubac. And the three off target. The Nuggets leading by 13. Here's Jokic. No good on the triple. And for the Clippers, they're shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. Rondo passes to Leonard. And here's George. 44 seconds left in the first half. And he banks in the layup. George has got 7 points in the game.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Fires it up, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Jokic has got the lead up to 13 now for the Nuggets. Now, here's George. 7 points in the game. 2 points, that one goes. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
For the three. Batum grabs the miss.
I love Aaron Gordon's ability to defend.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Jamal Murray had a huge first quarter. He had 10 points and 2 assists. And that's...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duo.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son's a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad that's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. And here's Barton after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Barton kicks to Dozier. Passes it to Jokic. Shoots over Zubac. No good from 11 feet. Clippers trail by 9. Here's Leonard. And yes, it's good. 9 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, speed, intelligence, touch. Kawhi Leonard has it all.
And here's Barton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Bull, the pass to Jokic. Outside Gordon. 5 to shoot. And then jammed down as he goes right over Ivica Zubac.
Well, you see the poise of Aaron Gordon at this point. He knows under duress of the shot clock, he is their best option.
Here's Rondo. Jokic with the steal. Here's Dozier. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And now it's an 11-point Denver lead. The three from George. That shot, no good. And the Nuggets going the other way.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, you got to feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, he's got no shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
Now, here is George. 12 points for him. Gordon against Leonard. The drive by Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
And that one's good, Leonard.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Now, here's Bull. Defended by Batum. Jokic passes to Bull. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
1:43 left in the third quarter. Outside Rondo. Pass to Zubac from outside the arc. And it's Denver with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Gordon kicks to Dozier. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Nuggets have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Right wing. Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. The putback, and Green is right there. Green's got his first 2 points.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
On the wing, Morris. Back to Kennard. He kicks it to Morris. Over Green, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Morris has got his first bucket of the night. Now here's Murray. Defense is right there.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots, that's pretty.
Jackson misses. And here's Denver. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Porter banked in off the glass. And the Nuggets lead by 18.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long. I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
Here's Jokic. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Well, you can see how much Patrick Patterson brings to the defensive end of the floor. It doesn't matter who he's guarding, he's going to make life very difficult.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Paul Millsap. Michael Porter's out there with Green. Then there's Jamal Murray. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Jackson following the score by Jamal Murray. It's stolen by Green. Here's Murray. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And can't get too handsy with Murray, especially when he's rising up for the shot. And with what we saw in the bubble, Murray has clearly elevated his game. Showed that he could be a #1 option on offense. I mean, his output was an incredible part of that run for the Nuggets.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver. And the Clippers making a change here as well. George is checked in.
Well, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Only their first turnover of the game, taking terrific care of the basketball.
Clark, he's checked in for Denver. You know, Greg, the further we went into the playoffs, the more Jamal Murray looked like a star.
I mean, Kevin, big shots in clutch situations, logged heavy minutes, but, you know, never wavered. A truly heroic performance from Murray all postseason.
Here's Murray following the score by Reggie Jackson. Millsap has the open look, and the baseline jumper no good. Now the Clippers moving it up. Patterson dishes to George. It's Clark with the rebound. And Clark has got the ball here for the Denver Nuggets. Murray for 3. The offensive rebound. And McGee kicks to Murray. Clark outside. 4 on the clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Here's McGee. And another miss by Denver. Clippers trail by 18. Leonard, that's for 2. Second chance shot. Millsap with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Clark outside. Outside for Murray. Clark against Jackson. Clark inside. And no good. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Leonard the pass to Morris. The 3 from George. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Millsap dishes to Porter. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
For the Nuggets, Bowl, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Jokic comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Will Barton in for Clark. The Clippers also changing it up. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
I don't think there's anything Leonard can't do on the basketball court. He can score inside, the mid-range, long range. He'll hurt you from absolutely anywhere.
Now here's Murray. Launches it. The Nuggets with another miss.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3 ball back, but couldn't get it to fall. And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Now here's Murray. It's Porter outside. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Nuggets.
the bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Hey, listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jokic.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, Kawhi Leonard is a career 85% free throw shooter. You do not want to put him at the line.
Leonard hits them both. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Back to Murray. Barton against Leonard. Just 3 to shoot. The drive by Jokic. Here's Cole. The Nuggets with another miss.
It just seemed like they were out of sync and waited way too long.
And he makes that one.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard, that's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
Wide open look here for Murray. Yep, it's good.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Two. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. And for Dallas, inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Doncic outside. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. It's hauled in by Zubac.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
And it's George missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Powell, that's good.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Left side, Batum. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Now, here's Richardson. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Here's George. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, the early years when Paul George came into the league with the Pacers, you wondered how his frame would fill out. It's filled out nicely.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. The throw good, Paul George. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Now, here's Doncic. Yes, that goes in.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And George, here we go. Makes it off the glass. George has got 11.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
To the paint, here's Zubac. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about...
Okay. Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Doncic against Leonard. Kicks it out to Richardson. Chalk up two there.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Here's George. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Doncic outside. The pass to Powell. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for George.
And the claw at work, just one reason why he's always a threat to lead the league in steals. Jump starts the fast break there.
The drive by Doncic. Powell finds Doncic. Zubac against Powell. Off target at the rim. Clippers leading by 7. Here's Leonard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
Now, quiet is Kawhi Leonard, but don't let that mistake itself for a lack of competitiveness. He has that desire and drive to continue to get better.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Nicolo Melli comes in for Porzingis, and it's Burke in for Luka Doncic. Burke kicks to Brunson. Clock at 6. Hardaway with the steal. Passes to Brunson. Down low, Cauley-Stein uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, a 7-footer that has a bit of moxie. Willie Cauley-Stein loves to play rough down low.
Here's Morris. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Clippers lead by 7. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Maxi Kleber. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Cauley Stein in at the pivot, manning the middle. Redick surveying the D. Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Shot clock at 5. Kleber with the bucket. Kleber's got his first points of the game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
It's Jackson with the drive and the dunk by Jackson.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
And here's Brunson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Jackson against Brunson. Jackson misses. Mavericks trail by 5. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Here's George. It's rebounded by Dallas. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
And Doncic, here we go. Good D by Rondo. Los Angeles leading by 5. Here's Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Doncic against George. And the dunk by Zubac.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And Redick kicks to Hardaway. To the inside. Powell. Down it goes. His 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Brunson, no good. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Here's Jackson. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Richardson attacking, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
Well, the D can't give Richardson that kind of lane to the basket. He will jump all over any available space.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jackson, and the rejection by Cauley Stein. Jackson passes to Oturu. Tries again. Here's Kennard. Here's Jackson, and he uses the glass on the layup. Jackson's got 6 in the quarter.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
Brunson, good.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
So that'll be it for the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 15 points and 5. That's all for now. Say goodbye to...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And, guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Rajon Rondo. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2 guard. George double teamed. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And now another look at that mobile 1-block defensive performance.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. Outside Leonard. Outside for George. And stolen by Burke. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. It's rebounded by Leonard.
The third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4.
And it's George finishing it off.
Pretty cool that Paul George came to the game on a rocket ship because he's on another planet right now.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Redick against George.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Porzingis is coming in for Nicolo Melli. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Trey Burke. And Doncic is subbed in for J.J. Redick. Leonard with the ball. 8 points for him. Rondo finds George. Misses in close.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Porzingis not thinking twice, saw the gap, got in there, and scores.
George looking over the floor. Zubac trying to break loose. The shot by George, no good. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Here's George. Zubac. It's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 3.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Kicks it out to Richardson. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Now, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Here's Doncic. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's foul number 2 for him. A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons, goes there, wins the MVP and a championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Doncic looking it over. Feeds it to Powell. And it's good for 2. Powell's got 10.
Just a much smaller defender on him. He does the exact thing at the right moment, goes straight to the rim.
1:25 left in the third. Here's Mann. Richardson covering. Here's Jackson. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. The Mavericks leading. Here's Burke. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Clippers shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Basket counts.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And the Clippers making a change here. 35 seconds left to play in the third. Cauley Stein goes in. Here's Melly. No points in the game yet for him. He feeds it to Cauley Stein. Out to Hardaway. Just 2 to shoot. Fires top of the key. That shot off.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Gets it off. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Mavericks. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They've got J.J. Redick. Maxi Kleba is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
And George with the stuff.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
Pass to Brunson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Brunson's got 4 points in the quarter. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
And George, here we go. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Again, when you go from second to fourth gear, Paul George puts a lot of pressure on the defense that way.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And then for the Clippers, Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Richardson attacking. Yes, that goes in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, George. Leonard on the wing. Back to George. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. There's the feed to Patterson. Outside for Rondo. Pass to Leonard. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Doncic outside. And the dunk by Doncic.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Outside, George. Zubac trying to break loose, and they're able to recover. Outside, Batum. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact, and that time welcomed it.
And he makes both free throws.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Doncic outside. To the middle. Here's Powell. And the rejection by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. Ahead. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And who do you call when you need a big bucket for this team more and more? It's Kawhi.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. The drive by Doncic. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
George up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 1.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Richardson outside. Out to Doncic. It's stolen by Rondo. Here's George. It's rebounded by Dallas. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Now Zubac. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Now here's Richardson. Powell with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. And there's the whistle on the coach's challenge has been issued. A game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Teron Lou's huddle. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game, Kelly.
Thank you, David.
The nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
And George, here we go. Oh, that's blocked. And it's Paul George with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two. It's the first, and that will put them up by 2.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
And a deep three from George. Off target from three-point range. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Over to the left wing. Out to the wing. Doncic passes to Porzingis. From deep. No good. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. The high-powered backcourt pair. Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in its center. And for Los Angeles, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the two-guard spot. Over in the corner, Batum. Back to Rondo. The three from George. Rebound by Nurkic. Covington against Batum. To the paint. Nurkic finds Lillard. It's Covington on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Nurkic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
George, no good. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And it's McCollum in the corner. Kicks to Nurkic. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Lillard with it. Leonard's there.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Back to George. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Leonard against Lillard. To the inside, Nurkic. And the rejection by Zubac.
They're struggling here, Earl. 1 for 5 now. The D has them bottled up so far.
And that one, good.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Lillard against Leonard. And the basket by Lillard.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And it's Rondo in the corner. Pass to Leonard. Back to George. Outside Leonard. Passes it to George. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Batum. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. And then for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Here's what Portland's going with right now. Giles checked in for Norman Powell. And Jones subbed in for C.J. McCollum. On the wing, Jones. Zubac's defending. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there are so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are three guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Jones dishes to Kanter, kicks it out to Jones. Fires the three. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control.
He knows how to make the most of his tools. Batum using his length, putting pressure on the D and getting to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he sinks the second. 1:19 left in the first quarter. Here's Simons. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Kanter throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Kanter. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
Up top, Leonard, covered by Anthony. Basket, good. Leonard's got his second bucket.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Batum against Anthony. There's 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. Jones with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So both teams making some changes here. Powell against Leonard. Here now the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game, but as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. McCollum's checked in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Shoots from the right block, and Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Now the pass to Powell. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And stolen by Lillard. From deep three-point range. No good there. And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They have... And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched a puck.
What we've learned is staying together,
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Marcus Morris is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Jackson, and it's Mann in at the 2 guard. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Clippers leading by 7. Nurkic with the steal. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Powell finds Covington. Off on the layup.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Oh, this is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooters.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Trailblazers trail by 7. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Sure. He can't get that one to fall. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. And it's McCollum off the drive. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
They're truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
You got to know McCollum is looking to fire off the pass. This is why you must play up on him.
George finds Rondo. And George, here we go. Nurkic with the block. They retain possession. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Here's Rondo. Here's Zubac. Nurkic with the block. Oh, Covington in position. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's George. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Trailblazers.
Lillard scanning the floor. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Lillard's got the lead up to 3 now for the Trailblazers. Right side George. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here we go, one-on-one, and an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Simons the pass to Cantor. Jones against Kennard. Here's Anthony. Clock at 6. Pass to Coffee. Outside Jackson. It's blocked. 44 seconds left in the first half. Out to Anthony. And it's Anthony slamming it down.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Pass to Kennard. Jackson has the open look. They get it back. Oturu, the pass to Jackson. With the tip, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Nailed from three-point land.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. It was a shaky first quarter for Portland. They had poor efficiency and shot selection. And that's a wrap.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
McCollum finds Covington. Back to McCollum. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Paul George with the steal. Lillard against Rondo. It's George on the wing. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Stolen by Zubac. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Knocked loose. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Throws it up high.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
George against McCollum. And George, here we go. The shot's good. George has got 11.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
Lillard outside. He dishes it to Covington. He feeds it to Nurkic. Lays it up and banks it in. Nurkic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
The closer Nurkic is to the basket, the more dangerous he is. A solid interior scorer.
Rondo scanning the floor. High post, Zubac. Here's George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
So Portland ends up going with the new group.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Simons, the pass to Canner. Down low. Kicks it out to Jones. 6 to shoot. Pass to Simons. Another shot with the clock winding down. And Cantor with the lay-in. Good. Cantor's got his second basket of the game.
Now, that's a staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
The drive by Jackson. It's deflected. They get it back. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Patterson. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Anthony dishes to Cantor. Back to Anthony. Lays it up off the glass. Anthony's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And here's George for 3. A rebound by Simons.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Jackson. It's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. .129 left to play here in the third. Kennard with the ball. Jones covering, and there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his third foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Giles is checked in. Here's... Oh! That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
No. And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
There's the pass to Giles. Here's Simons. Now here's Anthony. He's got 7. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 12-point Trailblazer lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
It's Jackson with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
Now, whenever Jackson is driving, the D is nervous. He is just brilliant at completing his drive to the rack.
Jones finds Cantor. Back to Jones. To the wing on the left. Cantor, the pass to Jones. To the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Simons missing. Goes back up. Here's Cantor. And that one, good. Cantor's got the lead up to 12 now for Portland.
Cantor is a single-minded scorer. Doesn't like to be denied when he's got position, even dealing with a lot of contact.
Now Jackson. And it's denied. Deep 2 from Anthony, and that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Portland enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Portland leading by 12. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
George against McCollum. Rondo passes to George. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
And, guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Lillard with it. Feeds it to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Back to Nurkic. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic, and it's in there. And the Trailblazers lead by 14.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
From deep, George knocks down the 3 ball.
And he's got his first 3 of the game. Took more than a half to do it.
And for Portland, they're shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. It's Powell on the wing. Back to McCollum. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
Leonard attacking, and a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Trailblazers leading by 11. Pass to Covington. Now Nurkic. And here's Covington. Shot clock at 6. Powell dishes to Nurkic. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. McCollum, no good. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. And Covington sends it back. And they're able to recover. George, no good. Portland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Inside. Outside for Batum. Out to the right wing. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Leonard hits them both. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Simons, the pass to Giles. Cantor trying to free himself up. Gets it to go. That one good from Giles.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no life at the end of the tunnel.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from George. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Pass to Simons. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it out. And finished off by Leonard.
The giant wingspan and hands of Leonard. Those help so much when he's on the break.
Trailblazers leading by 9. There's 1:34 left in the game. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Rebound by the Clippers. Batum's got 4 rebounds in this game. Leonard. Excellent D there from Anthony. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Good on the first, and that will push the lead to double digits. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. Norman Powell's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And McCollum subbed in for Derek Jones. Batum with the 3, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Oh, man, and Batum loves the 3 ball. Even from way beyond the arc, he's a threat to knock it down.
McCollum outside. Simons, the pass to Nurkic. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Lillard's checked in for Anthony Simons. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The 3 from George. And it's rebounded by Covington. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. He can't get that one, so Los Angeles will take it the other way.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Well, it's tough, man. When you get to this point in the game, you fought hard, did your best, but just wasn't enough.
Launches a 3. Lillard misses. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Releases. And so it's Portland winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
You're looking live and down. Both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Cole is out there with Jokic. Then it's Will Barton. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. And for the Clippers, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at center. And here's Los Angeles. George from deep three-point land. Denver grabs the miss.
A self-described country boy from the town of Sombor, Serbia. Jokic grew up racing horses, no less.
Boy, those are some nice factoids, Greg. Well done. From stable boy and jockey, but as he grew, basketball made the most sense. And to this day, he still loves horses and actually still has a few back in Serbia.
Now here's Murray.
One of the things Murray does well is shoot the mid-range shot. He's actually deadly from there. Can't give him that kind of room.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Barton, wide open, he fires. Misses off the right iron.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And Bull pulls it down.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
Left side, Leonard. Pass to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Taking advantage of that length inside, George has the size and touch to score with ease from there.
Here's Murray up on top, defended by George. Outside, Gordon. Passes it to Jokic. Clock at 6. And another miss by Denver. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And that one's good. Leonard.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
Barton against Rondo. Barton passes to Bull. He can't get that one to fall. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Murray outside. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
That was terrific. My goodness. Hey, listen, Gordon once jumped over a mascot while putting the ball under his legs in a dunk contest. I mean, he's one of the most ridiculous athletes and dunkers we have in the game.
Leonard looking over the floor. No good on the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To the inside. And that one's good. Millsap.
Millsap, this time with the catch and fire, showing off his versatility.
George with the ball. And it's sent back by Jokic. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
So both teams changing it up here. .112 left in the first. Man passes to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Los Angeles with another miss. The Nuggets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Down low and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
55 seconds left in the first quarter. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
It's his first trip to the line.
Jackson. 2 shots.
And so Jackson nails both of them. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. To the paint. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Clippers trail by 4. And here's Jackson. JaVale McGee grabs the miss.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Nuggets ahead, leading. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a few.
Selfless. I mean, you need to put your pride.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Morris is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2 guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Both free throws good from Jackson.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Kicks it to McGee.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Here's Jackson. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Back to Green. And too long on the shot. The Clippers trail. Here's Kennard. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Nuggets. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Kennard. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Millsap in the corner. McGee dishes to Barton. Pass to Green. Shot clock at 6. Over Jackson. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Green's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nuggets. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Out to Morris. The pass to Kennard. There's Jackson with the 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
They kick it out to Green. Poke loose. Millsap's against Kennard. To the middle. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Morris.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson misses.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
McGee's shot is off. Right side Jackson. Morris passes to Mann. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on JaVale McGee.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. George is checked in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Murray kicks to Bull. 6 to shoot. That one doesn't go. The Clippers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Mann gets the bucket.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds it. Great feel for the game.
59 seconds left to play in the first half. It's stolen by Rondo. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
I know there's some teams out there that would prefer to just shoot their way out of a slump, but, you know, getting a few to drop from in close or inside the arc is often a good way to get your whole offense going.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Knocked away. And here are the Nuggets now. Clock at 6. Murray against Rondo.
Boy, that's a good player missing from point-blank range. That's one you got to convert.
From deep, George. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
And the dunk by Bol.
You know, I really like seeing this from Murray. Looking to get his open teammates involved. Being a willing passer is impressive to his teammates.
Rondo can't get it to go. That shot off the mark. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above. That's all for now.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So out there for the Nuggets right now, they've got Nikola Jokic. Bill Barton is out there with Murray. Then there's Bol, and it's Gordon in at the small forward.
Well, I love how crafty Jokic is. You know, he basically baits defenders into committing the foul once he gets deep position.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this? Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him up trying to congratulate him, and Nico hung up in his face. How about that? Didn't hear the news until the next morning. He certainly has a different way of going about things, but there's no denying he's got a lot of game, and it's fun to watch.
Leonard against Gordon. Bol dishes to Gordon, and they double up Gordon. Bol with it. Leonard picks him up. Wide open look here for Murray. Bol. It's good on the putback. Bol's got his second bucket.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather take? Kawhi and PG, or Kevin Durant and Kyrie?
Oof. Oh, wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. I'm going to agree with you.
At his size, Jokic a threat to throw it down, showing you how dominant he can be inside.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Rondo. And it's sent back by Jokic. Gordon inside. Leonard's there. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Gordon.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Bol. He kicks it to Murray. Batum with the steal. Here's Rondo. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Now it's a 6-point Los Angeles lead.
Tell you what, guys, the aggressiveness on defense just hasn't been there this half. Not like it was in the first.
Murray against George. Murray the pass to Gordon. In the corner, Bol with it. Goes up to the stripe. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got 4 rebounds in this game. And that one's good. George has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Murray with it. George picks him up. Here's Bol. Up and in on the layup. Bol's got 6 points.
And you see defenses trying to be physical with Bol. That time, contact on the shot had no effect.
Here's Rondo. Murray with the defensive effort.
You know, it's really surprising that they're up at this point, given that he struggled so mightily.
Dozier kicks to Murray. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. A different look for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Jackson. Rebound by the Nuggets. McGee's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Dozier. To the left side wing. Jackson comes over with the double. From the top of the key. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Morris with the bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Nuggets trail by 8. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Campazzo covered by Morris. Jokic, no good. And it's George finishing it off.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Campazzo. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've got a big... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson at the point guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop Jokic. I mean, this guy is a master at converting through tough defense.
George with no one around. But they'll get another chance. Misses the 3. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Trailing here by 8. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, it took a little time for Jokic to understand how to draw contact and get himself to the foul line, but he's figured it out now.
Good on both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Los Angeles leading by 6. Jackson kicks to George. This one for 3. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Murray with it. Leonard picks him up. Murray, no good.
Man, I can't believe He blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
And it's Leonard missing. The Nuggets trail by 9. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it.
You can't allow Murray to beat you to the rack. I mean, he really turns on the Jets in the open floor. You got to get in front.
Here's George. It's blocked. One-on-one fast break. Lets it go from 11. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got 10 points in just the second half.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Here's Bull, and the dunk by Bull.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Morris with the ball. Now Bull defending. Jokic with the steal. And the layup falls. And it's now only a 1-point Clipper lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's George. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Bull.
And every single season, Paul George has kicked his game up another level. I think he's a premier two-way forward who gets it done at both ends.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. It's Barton with the drive. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I like the intensity that George plays with down inside. It's really what earns him a lot of these calls.
Denver making a switch here. McGee's checked in, and George drops them both.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Here's Murray. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Down low, Gordon, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Good to see Gordon coming through with a big basket. I mean, he's no stranger to these high-intensity moments.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Dozier's checked in. LA has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Murray outside. Makes it off the glass.
Jamal Murray really loves being the crunch time deliverer. This guy relishes the chance to make big hoops.
And George, here we go. And it goes down 2 points. George has got 11 here in this quarter alone.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Murray surveying the D. 1:19 left in the 4th. And the rejection by Zubac. Fast break, here they come. Here's Leonard. Gordon with the defensive effort. The Nuggets trail by 4. Here's Dozier. Here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
Hey, you can't just have skill and confidence to make big shots. You got to have a big ticker, too.
Now, here's George. Guarded closer. Can't hit from in close. Nuggets have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. It drops. A huge shot to tie it up.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
George up top. Money!
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
The defense needs to be just as sharp, but it's not over yet.
Yes!
Nice to see Murray take it strong to the rack. Pretty good finisher he is inside.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Leonard. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Batum. 2 on the clock.
Got it! Confidence and experience coming into play here. Batum embracing any opportunity to take these clutch shots.
Denver calls timeout. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, tough situation here, but they do have enough time to get a catch and shoot. It's going to have to be very quick, but they do have time.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And check out the Mavs. Fashion first, getting off the bus, and now they'll try. And Dave.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Porzingis. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Doncic with the steal, and Doncic with a clear path to the hoop, and Doncic throws it down.
And great steal and look ahead there. Compared to most guys his age, Doncic sees the game at another level.
Now, here's George.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Powell kicks to Finney-Smith. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now here's Rondo. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here's Dallas. 4-point game. Now, here's Doncic. Here's Richardson.
I like it. That's a great battle at the rim. He just couldn't finish.
And that one's good, Leonard.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
Doncic outside. Passes it to Finney Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Puts one up from 19. It's rebounded by Leonard. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's good.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
The Mavericks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Doncic outside. Lets it fly from 18. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
It's tipped and stolen by Richardson. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. George, no good.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Richardson the pass to Finney Smith. Porzingis with the ball. George picks him up. Batum with the steal. And up the floor again. The Clippers running the floor. And yes, it's good.
It almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Doncic gets a hand on it. Porzingis on the follow.
And what a motor. Porzingis is an all-star talent who is also willing to do the dirty work.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Outside for George. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Richardson gets a wide-open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 2. Here's Finney Smith, and that one is stuffed right through.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
George against Richardson. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Doncic with it. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Out to Porzingis. Fires the 3. Here's Powell. Lays it up and banks it in.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Pass to George. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to George. 27 seconds left to play in the first. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Back to Richardson. Zubac against Porzingis. Up again. It's good on the putback. Finney Smith's got 6.
The uncanny ability to time the tip in. He does this night in and night out.
Here's Zubac. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And that does it for the first quarter. Mavericks ahead, up. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
And you know this, most of the time, offensive rebounds generate high percentage looks.
On the floor for Dallas, Jalen Brunson out there with Trey Burke. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Melly in at the power forward.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Clippers with the ball, following the score by Dallas. Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold, and Anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having.
Now, Cauley Stein. After the missed three from Reggie Jackson, Cauley Stein's shot is good.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Mavericks leading by 6. And here's Brunson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's good.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
What they have done is ran their plays all the way through until they get something they like.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Burke can't get it to go.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Morris, no good. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Jackson, and stolen by Burke. Pass to Melly. Now Cauley Stein. Melly passes to Cauley Stein. Shot clock at 6. And he makes that one.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Kennard on the wing. Here's Jackson. No good with the layup.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim.
Here's Burke. And a miss there on the triple. Clippers trail by 12. Here's Mann. Lays it up off the glass. Mann's got his first points in this one. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Jackson. It's rebounded by Brunson.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
And the pass to Burke. Lets it go from deep. No good that time. Clippers shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Here's Patterson. And the shot goes in. Patterson's got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside. Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this go-around.
Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
You know what? Feed the beast. You got to look for him every trip down because he's been out of his mind this quarter.
Jackson misses.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Brunson with a clean look. Cauley Stein, no good. Clippers trail by 10. Morris kicks to Jackson. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the half. Count that one.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Melly. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. Josh Richardson's checked in for Burke. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Here's George. It's deflected. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks going into the break with a 10-point lead. And it's been their All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Some incredible work in this one by Willie Cauley-Stein. He had 12 points and 4 rebounds. And that's a wrap with the...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. It's been one outstanding game from Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3. Now, here's Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Richardson.
And the focus Paul George has. Outstanding job finding a way to score on physical defense.
You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
That's lit right there, courtesy of Kawhi's natural explosiveness.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
On the wing, George. Zubac trying to break loose. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Paul George. Doncic against Leonard, and the rejection by Zubac. And it's Leonard missing.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The aggressive approach. Leonard pushing the action, rewarded with the foul call.
For the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Then for the Mavericks, Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Here's Doncic. An easy 2 points on the layup. Doncic has got his second basket.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Leonard attacking and finished off by Leonard.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Doncic kicks to Kleber. Out to Hardaway. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Over Jackson. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Nicolo Melli comes in for Maxi Kleber. Trey Burks checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. George, that's a two-pointer. Releases from the wing and drills it. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
A reliable jump shooter. Paul George's accuracy only goes up when he catches in rhythm.
Runs in the pass to Cauley-Stein. He gets that one. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
And that one drops.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
Burke dishes to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Back to Jackson. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. He feeds it to Patterson. George looking around. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Mike Powell comes in for Nicolo O'Malley. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Redick kicks to Brunson. Passes to Cauley-Stein. 11 feet away. The shot off that time. Here's Batum. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And we've reached the end of the third. Mavericks lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. We've got Maxi Kleber. J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Redick surveying the D. The feed to Powell. Got a hand on it. And they get it back. Redick passes to Powell. Count the basket. Powell's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Dallas.
He's a great shooter, but not just a gunner. J.J. finding the open man.
Shoots from 12. That one, no good. And it's Dallas the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Brunson kicks to Redick. Buries it from 3-point range. And now a 10-point Dallas lead.
J.J. Redick, one of the premier shooters in this league. Boy, he knocked that one down.
Rondo passes to Jackson. Outside Leonard. Here's Zubac. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and then you love the finish.
Rondo against Brunson. Yep, it counts.
And the efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them, though.
Rondo is doubled. Outside, Batum. Rondo passes to Zubac. And Batum kicks to Rondo. Here's Zubac. Drops in the layup for 2. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
Not just selling for something along the perimeter. Excellent job.
Runs in the pass to Powell. And Dallas again with the bucket.
pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
And so they foul intentionally. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Over to the left wing. Back to Rondo. There's the three. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Pass to Burke. Back to Doncic. Richardson dishes to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Count that bucket.
The reflexes on Porzingis can surprise you. For a big, he plays with great quickness.
Outside, George. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Good on the shot.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Here's Doncic. And there's the pass to Porzingis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Nicholas Batum.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Passes it to Cauley Stein. Doncic with it. Leonard's there. Keeps it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Cauley Stein's got 20.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Outside, Porzingis. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. And now it's an 11-point Maverick lead.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
But they recover it.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Batum grabs the miss. Right side, Leonard. Outside, George. From deep three-point range, the shot comes out. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.